20 kilometers per hour. For now, that weather system remains a Category 1 hurricane. We'll keep a close eye on that. If we have any more developments, we'll bring them straight to you. For a third straight day now, there have been protests in the city of St. Louis, Missouri. Protests which are largely peaceful to begin with, but which on Friday and Saturday turned violent during the night, leaving a trail of damage behind them. All the unrest acquitted a white former police officer for his part in the fatal shooting of a black male back in 2011. Well, this is just one of a number of high-profile cases in recent years there in the US in which a white officer has killed a black suspect. Earlier on, I asked France 24's Philip Crowther in Washington what it is about this particular case that's caused quite so much controversy.
This was a black person who was killed by a white officer. That is something so many times here in the United States over recent years. In this case, this was a white police officer who happened upon what he thought was a drug deal. Then there was a car chase that involved a police car and that police officer on board, and eventually that deadly shooting of the suspect. Now, according to the police officer, the suspect had a gun on him and he saw him with it. The prosecution, though, alleges that this gun was actually planted in that escape car driven by the suspect, and indeed the police officer's DNA was found on that gun and the suspect's was not. Hence why this decision by the court so much later than this case actually happened, because it's from the year 2011. But that is why there has been this reaction of protests, and quite violent protests as well at times. There were 9 arrests last night. Friday night, over 30, and around 10 police officers who were injured. We can expect at the very least more protests this Sunday night. They could turn violent, and what's interesting about these is that protesters are trying to take their case out of black neighborhoods and taking them to the suburbs of St. Louis, to traditionally white areas, to be able to get their case across.
That was France 24's Philip Crowther.